What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Clutch. My name's John. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight we have someone I've had the pleasure to talk to before, but I've never really had like a full-out interview with her. She works with some really badass animals, so I'm excited to talk to her about that. Just kind of dive in, get to know her a little bit better. Everyone say hello and welcome Miss Meghan Kelley.
Hi.
What's up? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Living the dream. I get to sit on my ass and talk to people about reptiles. What's better than that? After
Nothing.
cleaning reptiles and rats. It's like the best thing ever.
Oh yeah.
So, Megan, we were just talking about this, but it's been 2 years since I've met you. I remember being at Pomona and I was trying to figure out who I should interview, who I should talk to. I was talking to Cusco, and Brian's like, dude, if you haven't talked to Megan, you need to go talk to her. I was like, well, who's that? And he's like, hold on, let me show you. He like grabbed me by the wrist, like I was one of like I was Noah or Eli, and just dragged me to the back of the show. I was like, her, go talk to her. Um,
That's funny. I think
so
he interviewed me at that same show too.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And then you had brought Blue, right? I think it
yeah.
was Blue. Yeah. And I became enamored by his slow tongue flick and just how calm and collected he was. Um, is the Anaconda like, are they typically like that? Is that just from handling and enrichment,
A lot
or
of
what's
it is
their
from
normal
a
demeanor?
lot of it's from handling. We can actually get him out. Come here. No, come back.
Come on, Blue. You're my boy, Blue.
It's right here. So a lot of it's from handling. Um, some can just be calmer than most. I don't know.
I mean, like, as much as I hate that movie, and we talked about this the first time, like that movie gave a bad rap, right? And
Oh yeah.
I know every snake species can have that defensiveness to it, but I don't think I've seen an anaconda in real life that isn't a like Blue or isn't a puppy so far.
I have a couple that are a little bit on the feisty side. I didn't raise those ones, but and they're also wild caught. So
Yeah. Well, that does make a
yeah.
difference. That's awesome. So, how long well, let's jump into it cuz you didn't initially start out with anacondas, right?
No.
So, what did you start out with and when?
I mean, I was like 4 or 5 when I had my first snake, and it was a ball python. And then I just kind of always had something. I grew up with them, so they just got bigger as I got older.
Okay.
So like by the time I was in my teens, I had berms and retics and stuff like that. And then I was 15 when I got my first anaconda. And that was Puppy, who's still in the corner right here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what made you go what made you decide to go to the larger species versus sticking with
Um.
like Morelia or ball pythons or whatever?
Uh. I don't know. Me and my brother were kind of doing it together at the time, and like he liked the retics and the berms, and I just kind of followed in those little footsteps. But the anaconda was like my thing, where I was like, I want one, mostly because of the stereotype, and so I got one, and it just kind of grew from there. So
So, what would you say is the biggest thing someone should learn before jumping into anacondas? Because I feel like the raising, like from what I've seen and talked to people, the raising of them is a little bit more difficult than some species. Um, Not that it's hard, like each species obviously gives its own variable, but like they're kind of hard to get started eating sometimes, or
Yeah.
you have like different issues.
Right. So like as babies, like newborns, they can be kind of picky. Some will start right on rats. Some have started on rabbits right away, which is kind of rare, but it happens. Chicks and quail are a big thing to get them started. And if they don't eat chicks and quail, usually tilapia will do the trick, like tilapia fillet and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's kind of a big issue with them to get them started, where like other snakes will eat rats right away or mice. And then just to get them like to calm down, because they do have that like defensive instinct, you just got to handle them a lot.
Right.
So
It's like anything. That's
right.
the way all of my retics were. Like I got them all as babies, and I don't know how many times I've had like up and down, because
Yeah.
I do the retics all on one day, so it's like I got bite marks on this arm, bite marks on this arm when they were babies. Just like you just see blood coming down, and my kids
Oh
are like, "Hey, Dad, are you good?" Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
yeah.
Everything's all right. They're just scared.
Yeah. Happens babies all the time. After a few weeks, months, they start calming down. Like I've been working with the ones that I still have left, that I'm waiting on like weather and stuff. They've calmed down quite a bit since being born. So yeah.
And like every species kind of has that special thing, right? Like that made you draw into it. So what is it about anacondas for you?
I don't really know. I mean, I got one just because of the whole like stereotype of them and like they're mean and stuff. And like I said, I got Puppy, who's right there, not that little head. I shouldn't say it's little. Her head's bigger than my hand, but I kind of just fell in love with her and just ended up getting more. And my second one was Blue, and he was just as friendly. And then I just kept getting more, and they all ended up being relatively friendly. Or I worked with them, and they were becoming friendlier. So I don't really know what it was that just kind of made them stick, but like they just are my favorites. So.
And then you have a couple of variations out of the anaconda, right? So what all is this? It's still considered morphs, I guess, in anacondas versus like the locality thing, right?
Yeah. What do you mean by variations? Because like I have the more.
So it looks like from the pictures I was looking at, which I should have taken, but I didn't. It looked like you had like a hypo version almost.
Well, that actually, okay, so that one just kind of, that one came from Puppy and Blue. It's just a really light one. It's just like breeding for the coloration. It's not even like a morph or anything. It's just a really pretty normal. So what I do is like I try and see what adults I have, which ones I think will make, cool looking normals, and just kind of go from there, like line breeding almost. So.
Okay. And then everyone's infatuated with the albino.
Right.
Which is, I'm not gonna lie, I've looked at it a couple of times. The oranges that come out in its head are freaking amazing.
She's really cool.
You have a few that the oranges just freaking pop, and I did like that lighter one. That's kind of why I brought that up first. Like that real light green was just.
I mean, I think I can pull her out if she's not sitting in water, which she's not. She's right behind my thing. Come on. Okay, that's on the computer.
Yummy. Snake
She's got
juice.
water all over. No, it's water. Her tail was in the water.
Well, it could have been worse. It could have been musk or something.
Yeah, she doesn't musk. She's just like her parents, where she's like super friendly, loves to be held. She's a weird one. She only likes to come. So can't really tell, but yeah, she's really light. Just as friendly as you can tell, as she just hit me in the face. Let go. Yeah. Camera doesn't really give her colors right, but she's cool. Come here. Give me your head.
So how big do they actually get? I know we talked about this, but like when we met in person, but I kind of forgot.
My biggest one is 13 feet, and that's Puppy. She's like 120-ish pounds when she's not building weight back up. Um, they kind of max out around there, and they slow down quite a bit. But like females can get 15 plus feet, but it's very very slow, and they're really really old when they get to that age.
Okay.
Males, I mean, my biggest male is like 12 feet and like 70 pounds. That's Blue. Then I have another male who's like 9 feet and just as old, but he's kind of stuck on rats. Actually, he'll eat pigs though. He's eaten a few pigs.
Okay.
So
it's honestly not any different than a berm, I guess. But
not
do
really.
they do the same thing as like other boas? Do they grow continuously throughout their life, just
Yeah,
really slow, or okay?
yeah. They start slowing down. I wouldn't say age, but like size wise, like I've seen them start slowing down once they hit about like 11 feet ish. They started slowing down more.
Okay.
So
And then besides breeding, what else have you got your hands into? I know at one time you were kind of doing education shows, but you had to work with other people's uh, licenses because of how crazy California is about anacondas.
so I was doing that, and then I stopped because they passed laws where like you needed like certain licensing. So now I don't do it myself, but if someone wants to like borrow something, I'll let them borrow a snake. But they have to have the permits and stuff for it.
Okay.
So I don't really do it myself too much anymore, just because of that whole situation. So
So it's just strictly a breeding thing at this point.
pets, breeding, yeah. I mean, like I said, I'll let people
There's
use
nothing
them,
wrong with that.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, I just can't do it because of the laws.
Right.
So
And how big is, I guess, just your anaconda collection at this point?
I mean, I can count them. I've done this before and I forgot. 1, 2, 6. I have 17 here that are mine, and a couple babies that still need to go. And then Dave has some of the babies that I produced from the anery last year.
So you have,
There's like 30 or more.
oh Lord,
Yeah, there's more than 30. I can tell you that.
it's a lot of big snakes, man.
Yeah.
So we have anery, we have albino, we have normals. Are you working with any other morphs as far as anacondas?
I don't have any.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, there's more, but they're not in the States. There's that T negative, but I haven't heard about it or seen updates on it in like a few years, so I don't know what's going on with it.
Okay. And then I know you have a black dragon, which is like one of the prettiest animals in the world, and you also work with other monitors, right?
Yeah, I used to. I just have the black dragon and a normal water monitor now.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about those guys, like what brought on monitors, because I feel like that's going from a a difficult spectrum to another difficult spectrum. Like monitors take a lot of time and energy. So
I mean, I've always kind of had them as well as like snakes,
okay.
so it's kind of happened, I guess. I don't know. I just like difficult things.
Do you do like you do all the target training and or like what's kind of like your
I don't do the
training
target
program?
training, but they do know the difference between which tongs I have in my hand, just because of feeding. So like if they're red, they'll go after anything that looks red because my tongs are red, which
Okay, so if I ever visit, do not wear any of my shirts. Got it.
Well, I mean, like small red things. So like they go after that. They'll go after. I had a hook that had like the red tip on it. They tried to get that, and that didn't work out well, so I got rid of it. But other than that, like they're fine. Like I can open the cage, and they at least Ninja will like crawl out and like walk around the room while I'm in here and just kind of be cool. I don't know. That's kind of it. I handle them a lot as babies, so they're super friendly.
I was gonna say, next time I talk to you, I have to get these pictures because this is one of my favorite pictures of you, where the
Croc monitor.
the croc monitor is just like sitting on your head.
I have it.
It's freaking
Yeah,
to,
he's cool.
to have that freaking attachment or to be able to work with those types of animals that way is awesome.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's cool.
So what are your plans with it? Like, do you want to just keep it where it is and produce like a couple or I guess it's not clutches, it's litters because they're boas, but right verbiage helps, I guess.
I think I'll be slowing down on producing just like normal greens and just focusing on like the morphs mainly because that's kind of where it's headed. And I'll just hold back a bunch of those and grow them up and like produce more. So that's kind of where that's going. So that's it.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's what we all do. I like the normals, but
I mean, I like the normals too. I have more normals than anything else, but that's kind of if I'm gonna hold back a bunch of like morphs, I have to like slow down on green like normals because it's like a lot of room and stuff like that.
So do you want to grow over what you guys have in your collection? Or do you want to kind of maintain the same size?
I'd like well, as far as like anacondas go, like the normals I have now will stay here. Like I kind of have gone through that and like kept what I wanted to keep. And then the only thing that will really grow is like the amount of morphs I have. So like that'll keep growing. So.
And how many? Because you said there's the T negative, right? That you were looking
I don't
into.
have that. I have the T positive.
Okay, so you have a T positive albino. There's a T negative that's known. The anery. What other? Is there any other types of morphs so far in anacondas to pop up, or?
Not in the States. Somewhere in Brazil, there's a breeding facility that's got a couple different morphs. I don't know what they are. I can just tell they're different. I don't really have a lot of information on them. One's like a patternless looking thing. It's kind of cool. That was popped up online a few years ago.
It's like just without all the black spots down the back, or
it looks like a hypo, but like patternless hypo. You know what like an African patternless African rock looks like that weird coloring to it? That's the color it looks like. But its body and head shape are an anaconda.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you have your hands in a lot of different hobbies as well. I know you like speedboats because there's like numerous freaking videos of you doing 100+ on water.
Yeah, that's actually just my dad's boat. So.
And then you like to break handles in hot rod car. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Hey, that was an accident, okay?
So you do hot rods as well. Is that kind of like just a collective thing with you and dad, or?
My dad's been into it since he was like a kid, so he just collects classic cars and stuff like that. And I'll go to shows with him and like hang out with him and like help him do stuff with them. I mean, I'm not that great at helping, but like I'm really good at detailing them. He taught me that. But he's got like multiple cars for it, so like he'll take a car to a show and then I'll drive one, and like just so he has them with it, and it's fun to hang out with him. So.
Okay. That's
yeah.
Awesome. And how did you meet the I'm gonna say the anomaly that is David. Because he's a freaking character, dude. Like, I don't even.
It was like 7 or 8 years ago. We came out to a Pomona show and just walked up to me, and I had Puppy with me at the time. He goes, "I want to hold your anaconda." And I was like, "Okay." And he took like the most ridiculous selfie of it and like posted it and tagged me. And like ever since then, we were just kind of friends. So.
Oh man. I'm gonna give a shout out for his show because I really love it. What he's doing with Ryan and Ben
Yeah.
on Herp House Rock. Like if you guys haven't watched that, half the time he's holding a flashlight and he's holding his telephone, and so it looks like he's trying to tell a ghost story, and it's like the greatest thing
Because he
ever.
doesn't have service at his house, so he drives to a Walmart half an hour away, and it's always dark. So he's got his phone and a flashlight.
Oh, I love it. It just adds to his character. Like I don't know.
Oh, it's so great. And he's always wearing something ridiculous, and his mustache is always either curled or like straight out.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw him, his mustache was just like way out here. It was almost like a Dr. Roboto look.
Dude, you should have seen it. I took him out on the boat with us, and we're doing like 110, and his mustache did not hold up, and it's just like. I was dying laughing.
So what do you do for your day to day?
Like my job.
Yeah, what's your job?
My dad owns a company. I work for him. I am his QC manager. So I do that full time.
Is there ever going to be a switch over? Or are you just going to work for Dad? Do you think snakes or reptiles will ever take over?
I don't think it'll take over for me. I know that's what my brother's trying to do or doing. I don't know exactly what that deal is. I don't see it as like a full-time job. I mean, I'd rather not have it my full-time job because then it's like overwhelming because you kind of need a lot in order to do it, and then you have a lot of overhead. I just do it as like a hobby type of thing because I enjoy them. So.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to do it, man.
I also like taking a break from them and like having another job that like you get out and you come home and do some stuff, and then the next day you go to work and like all that. So
wait, you mean you don't want to shovel snake poop all day? Like, no. Come on. You're not normal unless you shovel snake poop all day.
No.
That's cool, dude. So what's the biggest thing in the community that in your time, because you've been around for a little while and you're like in the mecca of reptiles, so
I am
kind of. I mean, you're right there on California.
What do you mean, like
what's the greatest thing you've experienced so far in your reptile life?
The albino. I don't know what else. I mean,
it doesn't just have to be about anacondas, just like an experience or.
Yeah, but that's like my dream animal.
So what you're saying is I brought up the anaconda and I didn't spend enough time on it yet.
Hey, you asked what is like the biggest thing. I don't know. I think the biggest thing for me was like producing my first litter of them after like doing so much research and like knowing how hard it was going to be, because like there's only a handful of people that can do it like continuously, like year after year, and I've been lucky enough to be one of them. But like a lot of people will get lucky and get a litter of them, and then like they'll struggle to get another one, and like so on. So like I've been lucky enough to actually get one or two each year. So
it's that difficult to get them to breed?
It can be. You have to time it right, and like it's really easy to miss an ovulation because there are such a big-bodied snake. So like you kind of miss it. Like I have one that I think it's ovulating today. Like it's pretty swollen, but I think it's on like the tail end of it where it's kind of going down. So it is kind of difficult. That's why, and they take forever to grow up. So like the adults that I actually bred for the first time, I raised completely from babies to adulthood. So it takes 6 years for a female and 3 for a male to grow them up. So you got to wait 6 years if you buy a female to try and breed it. And you got to get it up to size in that time.
Right.
So it can be difficult. This snake. Look at her.
Puppy just wants to come out.
She does this, and like every video and every picture, she's always photobombing. Like she knows it's weird. It's the funniest thing. She'll be there the whole time too.
How long did it take you to get your first litter from when you initially started?
I got it the first year I tried, but I didn't get a lot. I got like 5 babies and a bunch of slugs. So the second year I did it, I actually got I think 11 babies in my second time ever doing it. So it was in like 2 slugs. So it was more successful. So
what's the average kind of like? So they do 1 litter a year, and then
actually it's every 2 years. So they can only breed every 2 years. Yeah. So like that's why they're so difficult. People lose interest in them very quickly because they take so long. Average, it all depends on the size. I would say I think your average would be between like 15 to 20.
Okay. For
like a decent size one. If they're on the smaller side, they're gonna give you smaller baby or smaller numbers. And then bigger ones will probably give you bigger ones.
That's crazy.
The one that was the most difficult for me to breed actually was Puppy. She was the hardest. She bred once, wasn't very successful at it. She gave me just a few babies and a bunch of slugs, and then took 3 or 4 more years to actually produce again. Like she just held out. No matter what I did and how many males I put with her, because you can add multiple males together because they don't fight. They create a breeding ball. She was so difficult to get going again. So
that's interesting.
And she's still sitting there.
Yeah. I should have known that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the breeding ball. Like you would think that would make it more successful with more males in there. But
because some snakes fight to the death.
Right.
But then like anacondas, they don't care. So they'll just try and basically just a shoving match. Whoever can get there first is the one that's gonna be the father.
Is it kind of like with pythons though, where it can be like a dual sire, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They can. You'd have to test DNA for that because like I said, there's no morphs.
Right.
The normals. I mean, I haven't even tried doing anything with like the morphs yet. So.
Okay. Now, how long have you been doing the breeding aspect total?
I think I'm going on 6 years now.
6 years.
Yeah.
So that'd be 2 for Puppy.
Yeah. She gave me a couple babies like I think it was the second year I tried to breed, and then she just kind of she held out for like 3 years and didn't want to give me anything, even though I tried. Well, so the first year doesn't count because I don't try on the first year. I build their weight back up. So it actually took 2 years that she could have like produced that she didn't.
Okay. And then you also work with retics.
Yeah. I have retics, berms, and a couple ball pythons. Not many.
I didn't even know about the ball pythons.
I got a few. I can pull some out. Oh, you're in shed. I got this one. This one's cool.
What's that?
Banana cinnamon. I bought it as a banana cinnamon calico. I don't think it's calico because it has a spider wobble. Very slight spider wobble. So I think it's a spider and not a calico. You can kind of see it. She's in shed right now. But yeah, I mean, she's cool. You kind of see a spider. It's not very.
You kind of see the.
You kind of see a spider.
You can kind of see the. You can kind of see the spider web. the play and the pattern a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So she's cool. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that's the spider for you. Get in there. And then I have a couple other balls, but what were you saying?
One of our guys, we were actually talking about this. His name's Cade. I don't use radiant heat panels yet because none of my snakes are big enough to use them. So, how do you choose like wattage and all that for your enclosures?
So it's funny you ask. So like these cages, I built them. I actually used heat tape to heat them, but I use it like it's a heat panel. So you put it up on so it's top heat, and the probe sits on it. Like you tape it to it, and then I have like a cover over it. But it basically just heats down, so it kind of works as a heat panel. And then the other ones, and then they're obviously set up on a thermostat and everything to regulate it. And then the cages, I have these boa masters, which I don't like. I bought them used, and they came with heat panels in it. So yeah, I didn't really choose it. So
Sorry, Cade, I can't answer your question again.
did he ask again?
No. We were talking about it a couple days ago, but he brought it up in the chat. So
I'm not looking at the chat. Oh wait, there, okay, there I can see the chat now.
Oh no.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I wasn't even looking at it. It was on like the private chat, and I had to click over to like the other one.
All right. So, what do you do outside of like boats and reptiles for fun?
Not much. I like photography. I don't do it as much as I used to. Mostly just because of time. I work a lot, and then I come home and do this a lot because it takes a lot to clean. Especially the big ones. The big ones take the longest to clean because you have to like pull them out. Or like the smaller ones, you can kind of spot clean if it's not bad and like stuff like that. So yeah. I don't know. I've been trying to go on some road trips, but I haven't had my Jeep, so I haven't been able to do that.
We'll get there.
Well, I have it back. It's just it's not like it was before I got hit, so I need to fix that still. So that was a fun experience. It was a brand new car too. I was so mad. I'm still mad.
Are we ever going to get you out to an Arlington show?
I've been actually. I was there like 5 or 6 years ago.
That doesn't count. I wasn't in the hobby yet. No.
You missed out. I will probably eventually. I don't know when though. So
once we get the Jeep back to 100%.
I mean, I can drive it. I don't know. It's not like here's what the problem is. So I ceramic coated the car right after I bought it, and which cost a lot of money to do. And then I got hit, and it was the back wheel, like quarter panel of it, that got destroyed. So they replaced that. So I have to get that part redone. They decided to detail the car, and I told them not to, and they buffed the entire side of the car, which destroyed the ceramic coating. And there's swirl marks all over the car from the buffer. So I'm really mad. And then they left glue all over the back of it from gluing something in. Like, who does that? And then one of the fender that got smashed, they didn't reattach it all the way, so it's literally sticking out that far from the rest of the body. And I'm like, what is your problem? So I didn't have the car for, what was it, like 72 days since the accident. Like, I kept sending it back. And at a certain point, like, my insurance was like, what do you want us to do? And I was like, go somewhere else, because this body shop is horrible. And it was the body shop that my insurance company told me to go to. So that was a fun experience. I mean, I can show you what the Jeep looked like, because it was not great.
That's crazy.
See?
You should. Oh.
Yeah. It was only 6 months old at the time, too. coal car. I bought it from Lauren Morales, another snake guy. He works at a Jeep dealership. But yeah, so that was fun.
Was Barkley in there with you?
No, it was my dad was. No, my dad was in the passenger seat.
Oh.
We were in Arizona. What happened was like I'm driving down the street and this like older gentleman was like, how do I put this? Was in a lane over or a parking spot over here that was like diagonal, and he stepped on the gas, came out the front end like fishtailed, and he did like a 180, came back and hit the back of my car with the back of his. And yeah, I had actually gassed it too. He would have hit the driver's side door if I didn't. It's like I could have been hurt, but instinct kind of kicked in a little. Like, go. I was trying to avoid it, but I didn't. I wasn't quick enough. So
I'm just. That sucks, dude. I've been in 2. Well, no, I take that back. As a semi driver, I got hit in California.
that was my
That
first accident.
sucked. That freaking sucked. Yeah. I had another semi driver literally just like sideswipe and take off my mirror and then try to keep going.
Oh no. Yeah. No, that was my first accident though. So that sucks. Brand new car. I didn't sell my old car though, so I still had that to drive. I was gonna sell it.
It's a good thing you didn't.
Right? Although it's a Camaro, so it was tiny. I went from having my Jeep, which I always wanted a bigger car, to back to this tiny little clown car that me and my dog barely fit in. Which is fun to drive, it's just you can't fit anything in it. For what I do, I mean, obviously I can't fit anything in it. So.
I mean, you can fit the babies in one single box as long as you're only shipping one individual baby, right?
Exactly, yeah.
You're good. You just need to do like 20 trips in the freaking Camaro back and forth to FedEx in one day.
Yeah, no. I have them pick up if I have multiple things coming. So, or going. Yeah.
So, how many retics are you working with?
Like morphs, just how many I have in general, because it's kind of the same amount as anacondas.
Okay, so around 30.
I mean, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. I have 17, I think. There might be more. There's 17 that I counted quickly. There might be more. They're all labeled. If I look at the label, I can tell you exactly which ones are which and what they are. Oh, I missed one. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Okay, there's like 17 or more. Okay, so I have my computer set up on some tubs, and it's blocking a rack, and they're actually in the rack behind the tubs. It's like I can't fully count them, but I'm like trying to count the tubs that I know they're in. Yeah.
So, what's your plans with retics then, or if you're willing to divulge that?
I don't know. I kind of just started getting retics that I liked. Not really planning to breed, but I do have a lot that would go really great together, and I do plan on breeding them. But for me, getting into them was just kind of like I saw what I liked, so like I got them. That's just kind of how it went for me. But I have a cow that's more than just a cow. It's a cow, motley, possible. What is it? So it's a cow, motley cow, possible super tiger, sunfire, posset albino.
Jesus.
Yeah. I have a pride tiger coming in a couple days from Jake. I have Lav Motley Golden Child. I have a Sun Chino Het Purple. I have Lav Marble. I have some other cows that are possible. Sunfire, Het Purple, and there are Het Purple. An Indo Caramel Sun Tiger. I have a Lav Platinum Motley. That's Het Anery. I have Super Phantom. Forgot about that one. Where is it? And then I have a purple golden child genetic stripe, and then I have a purple genetic stripe. And then there's some other ones, but they're not like, they're just kind of more on the basic side.
All right. So if you could keep one species and only one species, what would it be?
Anacondas.
Well, I was gonna hope so, but I gotta ask. You do have different species, so
I would keep anacondas for sure.
yeah. What was the favorite animal you produced within the last couple of years?
I mean, it's mostly just been anacondas. I've had a couple retic things, but I didn't really keep like too much. I kept, so probably the anacondas. So my favorite, I'll just show you. Come here. Okay, so it has to be anacondas. But this little baby, you can't really tell on camera. He actually came from one of the double heads to the anery female. I think he's anery. He's got kind of a gray look to him, but the camera is not picking it up. So he has to be my favorite. And then in the future, when I do eventually produce albinos, those will be my favorite. But for now, this little guy. That or that like hypo looking one that I made from Puppy and Blue.
Oh, yeah. Do you have any, like, I feel like that's kind of the pinnacle animal for a lot of people. So
Right.
I don't feel like you would have a hard time selling them, but except for like maybe law.
Yeah, laws.
For states. Yeah.
I haven't had that. I mean, I still have one male available. Do you want to buy one?
We've been talking about this, so we'll talk offline. My wife's on the chat.
Is she? Yeah. I haven't had that hard of a time selling them. They kind of sell themselves sometimes. Right. It's just advertising that you actually have them available, which I haven't really kept up with. So this last clutch, I kind of just posted about it, and I didn't like keep posting about it, so people kind of like forgot. So I just kind of held on to them for a while, which is fine by me. But
I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble. Are you getting one now?
No, my wife's yelling at me because I said we can talk when we're not online and there's no video evidence.
She the one that said, "Hey now"?
Yeah, that's my wife, Scouty.
Hi.
Oh, they're cool. I mean, I'm gonna set up for retics anyway, so I have to. Yeah. You're not yelling yet. Yeah. Keyword. How do you check their growth? Like, is it just guessing for anacondas? Are you able to palpate with anacondas? Do you have to ultrasound? Like, what's the process with that?
With the adults, can't really palpate them. You'd probably have to probe them. Good luck trying to hold on to them while doing it, though. For me, it's just because I've been doing it, and I'm gotten really good at like reading them because I pay so close attention to them. Like I think more than people would, just because like I wanted to get it perfect. I can kind of tell when they're kind of going into a cycle. I also based it off of like when their natural cycle should be. And then a couple ones were like by accident where I just kind of threw them together for a second and something happened. So like I have one, okay, most of mine breed in like March to almost June, or sometimes even in June. Like that's kind of their range of when they'll cycle and breed and stuff. I have one other one that will go in like December, January, and like that's it. Those 2 months. Like if you don't catch her, then you're missing it. Then I have one that will just straight up go in July, which is the most random thing, and it's not like super common, but like it happens. Like everything kind of has their own cycle. But the most common would be like right around now would be like the start of breeding season.
They're what? Central America, Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon area.
So yeah, I guess it's kind of looking like everything else. It's kind of the start of the rain seasons there too, right?
Yeah. It also really helps is like if you know you're gonna have like a rainstorm coming, throw them together like a week ahead of time because that pressure change will like kind of help throw them into like breeding mode. So like I always try and like when breeding season starts, like, it just rained here, and a few days ago I threw Blue in with a female, and he's actually trying right now. Like he's in this bottom cage trying on the female. That's why I didn't pull him all the way out because he was still kind of like halfway in there. He just kind of came out and was like here. That was only like a quarter of his body.
Hey, Blue, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, that's cool. I mean, it's different. Like I'm so used to ball pythons, and like everyone's like, well, you can palpate or you can do this. They have it very scientific, and it sounds like anacondas. Like I'm not saying that there's not a science behind it, but like it's guesswork. So the fact that you have been able to produce over and over again is kind of freaking amazing, in all honesty.
I mean, I surprise myself sometimes, but the easiest. So like even with the babies, if you need to sex them, like palpating is the easiest way to do a baby. Like because a male, I mean, I don't want to get bit, but I will if you really want me to.
I mean, that's on you. I didn't.
Let's.
There was no waivers signed, and it's her animals, so nothing can happen, right?
Oh, it's in shed too. This is fun. Okay.
How do you?
Give me your tail. It's gonna bite my leg. So thumb at the vent. Take your thumb here. Come back. Right there. That's a male. You'll feel a little pop, and that's his hemipene. Look how far back that is. That's like an inch.
Yeah.
Or more.
It's crazy.
Nope. I'm surprised he didn't bite me. They don't like that. Andy's in shed. He's deep.
I would have got bit.
I'm
but
surprised
I still smell like rat. Like,
I'm really surprised I didn't. You see how he's turned pink?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, almost had it.
Didn't get me though.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Go back. Go in. Go. Go. There we go. Okay.
So everyone needs a mentor in their life, right?
Yeah.
How did you get your information for green anacondas? How did you kind of like, was it just trial and error? Because it's not a very worked with species.
A lot of it was trial and error for me. Back when I was starting, I talked to Ben Rennick a lot about them. I mean, I got most of my breeding information from him, and then the rest of it was just figuring out my animals and doing it how my animals preferred. But like the whole heat cycle thing, I didn't like starting out. I didn't know to drop them low as temperatures like I do now because I didn't know that until Ben told me. So he was kind of like the one who helped me get started in the beginning and everything. So yeah.
Am I throwing you off with throwing comments up?
You cut out. What'd you say?
I said, am I throwing you off with putting those comments up?
No.
I just want to make sure. All right. So besides yourself, who is your favorite female in the reptile industry?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I have a lot of friends, so it's like hard to pick. So
I'm gonna get in trouble for that one.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't want to say one person and then one of my friends be like, "Why isn't it me?"
Right? I've had a lot go like that. Have you found it So I feel like in ball pythons, some females find it a little bit harder since you're working with such a small niche for a species. I feel like it's probably not hard. Like you said, you don't really have a problem. But when you initially started, did you find it harder? Did you feel like you received some pushback at all for being a female trying to breed larger
Um,
snakes?
Me breeding them, not so much. Me just owning them, yes. A lot of people like very like underestimate you a lot because it's a very large animal, or it can be. And a lot of people think I'm like this small, fragile little person. Like I'm almost 6 foot, and like I'm not small by any means, but I don't know. I just you gotta work with it. You know, you take your safety precautions and like all that, and like I said, I always had my brother growing up too, so like we were in it together. I mean, he does his thing now, and I do my thing, so it's separate. But like we still have each other to like lean on and stuff if we need it, and like stuff like that. But yeah, people really underestimated me in the beginning. So that was a fun situation to deal with. And then when I did make babies, I got a lot of backlash for like prices because it was right after the first ban went through. So like the prices on them went up. So yeah, I got a lot of hate for after my first like litter of them and stuff. So that was another fun situation.
It happens, man. Like that's one of the things that I've kind of found industry wide. Not saying that that's what the industry is, but industry wide, I feel like people when they first start producing, they kind of get some shit just to see if you're going to be able to withstand the shit that
Mm-hmm.
you got to take in this industry, I guess is the
Yeah.
best way of saying it. But like I don't know. I have the focus in ball python, so like I do work with other stuff, but I'm not as involved in like those niches. Um, when did you start your YouTube? Because you said you like to do photography, but you also do some videos.
Yeah. So I started out doing the YouTube thing like with my brother's channel. I would do all his stuff in like the early beginning of that. Like everything I did, I filmed, I edited, I did that all. We kind of had a falling out, and then I started my own thing. Or like I was kind of already doing my own because we kind of already had separated our own thing. So he was doing his, I was doing mine, but I was still like helping him with videos. And I just kind of started doing my own, and then it's just I don't know. I put them out every once in a while. I don't like being in front of the camera all that often, especially like when I'm alone. If there's like someone else there and like we kind of bounce off each other, it's a lot easier to make a video. But I'm so awkward just like by myself. Like I don't know what to say. I forget to talk about something, and then yeah. So I don't know. It just kind of like I just started doing it, and I keep up with it every once in a while. I'll post something or make something because like I feel like I've done everything in the room already. So it's like why do I want to keep repeating this? So if something like new happens or I get something new or like that's kind of when I'll pull out the camera again and do it. Or like if I'm cleaning, I'll just pull something out and like talk about like a retic morph for like sometimes I'll update on like growth sizes and stuff like that. So yeah. I don't know. I just
No,
every once in a while.
I feel you. Like I felt the same way, and then I started looking into it, and like obviously you have your core of people that watch all the time, no matter what, which is awesome. But I guess from what they're saying, like 80% of your viewers are always like you're gonna get one or two videos out of them, maybe. So they probably didn't see it the last time you did it. So
Yeah.
redoing content, but I understand, man, and it's a long freaking process. Like a lot of the people in the comments here have their own channels, so they kind of know. But when you first start out, you're spending like hours and hours editing, trying to figure out intros or what you're gonna do or things like that. And
I mean, I really don't mind the editing part. It's more like what to film and like what to say is what bothers me. Like the editing I can do all day long. Like I like that. It's just I just don't know like what to make in a video that would be like interesting or then like you kind of plan how you want to edit it and then something goes wrong or you just forgot something and you just don't want to do after that. So it's kind of like that's how I feel about it.
I'm kind of one of those. I just point from the hip and shoot and hope that it doesn't sound like trash.
Yeah.
What's up,
Come here.
puppy?
She'll come out. This is the only one I'll do this with because she's like, there you go.
Will, with the relationship you guys have, I'm surprised you don't have an anaconda yet.
Oh, hey. Hey, Will. He needs one. Oh, gosh, don't come all the way out. You're wet. But anyways, there you go. She's big. You see how her head is the size of my hand? Go to the camera. She's wet. I don't like that. Go back.
I got you, Kate.
She was like sitting halfway in the water bowl. So now my hands are all wet and my shoulder. She's still there, though. She'll still be there. She does that.
So, Kate asked if you believe in fasting your anacondas at all.
Fasting them how exactly? Because they're kind of on like a feeding schedule as it is. So like Puppy, she's building weight back up because she had babies back in October. She's actually put on weight pretty quickly. So I've been like slowing her feeding down. The only time they really like actually like fast for like long periods of time is when they're gravid. So they'll go 8 months without eating. And then by the time they have babies, they literally look like a freaking pancake. Wow. And that's just because they don't eat. Like some, I'll offer them food because sometimes they do eat. They'll only eat up until like a certain time, and I'll give them small meals because of it. Because like it can't hurt them if you give them a big meal. So like I'll give them like a large or jumbo rat, even though they could take like a 6-7 pound rabbit. But like I'll offer them small things, just see if they'll take it. If they do, great. If they don't, I mean, it's not the end of the world.
So what's their timelines? Like I know with ball pythons, it's kind of like 60 days post ovulation, and then you have 60 days with the eggs since it's all internal.
So I've had anacondas go from their shed 190 days, and I've had some go like 170 days. Like it all kind of depends. Like it's really strange. Like Ben always told me 6 to 8 months. And that is 100% correct. I've had some go like 6.5, almost 7, to some going the full 8 months. Like it's crazy, the difference.
Okay, so what he was asking about is 3-month fast in the winters every week.
No, I haven't. So like I will always offer them food no matter what. They don't take it. If they don't take it, they don't take it. The only ones that tend to stop eating is the males during the winter, just because they want to breed. And it's right about now is when they start going off food. And I actually do have 2 males that have decided to not eat, but it's more of a recent thing.
What's a big meal for the breeder size?
I mean, I have like 10-pound rabbits in my freezer. So that's a big meal, technically. It's a big rabbit. The rabbit's like that big and like that girthy. They put a big lump in them.
So you're saying essentially anything like a stillborn pig or
yeah, I feed pigs.
And up, essentially.
Stillborns kind of come out at like 1 pound though. But I have fed pigs. I do still feed pigs. I've gotten stillborn goats, sheep, stuff like that are like on the bigger side. So.
They want you to know their anaconda's settling in great.
He just got his last week. So that's great.
Heck yeah. All right, so favorite show in the U.S.? If you could go to any show, which show would it be? Like if you could only go to one show a year.
I have no idea. I don't watch a lot of TV.
No, not TV shows. I mean,
like that? Shows. Yeah, I don't watch YouTube channels either. I really don't. I don't. Here's the
No,
thing.
I mean like going to a convention, like a reptile show, a reptile
Okay,
convention.
see, it's been like 2 years since one. You got to clarify. Favorite show? Probably the Pomona show or the Reptile Super Show. Change locations just because it's like it's close. Everyone tends to come out for it now. Like in the beginning, like years ago, like it was kind of on the smaller side, but now it's gotten. I want to say it's almost like Tinley size now,
Yeah, it's
or bigger. I know
huge.
Tinley's kind of like calming down. Like the hype for that show isn't as much. But
I feel like it's
I
kind
haven't
of
been.
sthink more to Arlington and the super shows.
Yeah, I mean I haven't been to Tinley in 6 years now. I think I went like 4 years in a row, and then now I just didn't go. I was supposed to go last year, and then the pandemic hit, and like literally right before, so I was like, I don't know if I want to go, and then they canceled it like the day of my flight I had just canceled like that morning. So I was like, could I canceled it? Because that would have been not fun.
Yeah, I was supposed to go in the fall with Earl and Brian Gundy and Marita,
Mm-hmm.
and Earl called me like a week before. I was like, "Hey, there's a possibility it might get canceled. What do you want to do?" Like, well, I already got the plane ticket and all that. I guess I'll sit on it. And the day before I was gonna get on the plane, he called me. He was like, "Yeah, we're not gonna do the B&B and all that. It's just, it looks like it's gonna get canceled." Like,
Yeah.
well, there's always next time.
I was supposed to go to that show with Dave and all them, and I was like talking to him, and he still went. He had his hotel and everything, but like, I was like, I don't know if I want to fly out because it was only like 4 hour drive for him or something like that, and then for me it was been like 4 hour flight, so I would have been like stuck if something had happened. So, yeah, I wasn't gonna put myself through that.
All right, so we talked about shows. We talked about your other animals. Just forgetting something.
I have a really cute dog too. I didn't mention that.
Barkley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you call him Barkley? Because he's a beagle and he barks a lot?
Kind of. I don't know. Just the name kind of popped in my head, and it was cute. He actually doesn't bark as much as people think a beagle would. Like he gets excited, and like if you don't pay attention to him, he'll bark. But it's not like a constant barking. It's just kind of like a little howl, and then he's like, "Come play with me." So
They want to see Barkley now.
show
I
the
don't
dog.
know if you allow him in the snake room.
Well, the cages are locked. I can go grab him. He's inside. Or he's in the backyard. I don't know where he is. I think he's in the backyard somewhere. He is
That
free
is up
range.
to you, man.
I mean, I can go grab him. Do you want me to go get him?
That's on you.
All right.
You can get him. You can do whatever you want. This is your live. We're gonna see the doggo. If you guys don't follow Megan, make sure you're following her. You will see Barkley quite a bit, in all honesty. Like, some great shots of this puppy. You can get Odie. All right, so we talk shows. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I got really excited about it because we've been talking to each other about anacondas for a long time. I honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off, but maybe one day.
Here he is.
Texas kind of strict. What's up, Barkley? What's
I
up,
had to
little buddy?
Barkley, say hi. Say hi. Look right there.
Does he howl?
Sometimes. Oh God. No, you're not
We
getting
got
that.
we got a Chihuahua Beagle mix,
Oh.
and we set him off on howls. Like if you start howling in front of him, he'll just throw straight up and just go into a howl. It's the cutest freaking thing.
He'll howl when he's excited and like I'm already playing with him, and you like howl at him, he'll do it.
Okay.
I don't let him in here. I'm not gonna set him down, but
Yeah, I was gonna say animal that size, not that
He's
he would
25
have to
pounds.
worry, but
He's 25 pounds. All the cages are closed. I just don't want him getting used to being in here, so like I'm just gonna hold him. Right? Right, little cutie? Don't do that. Stop that.
Come here.
Look right here.
Come here,
Look
buddy,
right-
buddy.
Look right there. Barkley, right there. Look, puppy. Look at the puppy. No, right on the screen. Look at the puppy. Nope. Barkley. Oh, ow, my face. Do you see the puppy? Stop it. Hey, do you see the puppy? Look right here. Barkley, right here. Barkley. Right there. You see the puppy? Right here. Right here. Right there. Right there. Can you get him to howl? Stop it.
No, you're nervous.
Here we go. Okay, let's go. Ow.
Oh man. I got you, dude.
You just headbutted me.
Dylan really wants to know about your caramel berms and if you're going to be producing any.
He headbutted me hard. I won't have any this year. I'm still growing up females. I can pull him out. I can pull out my way line. Dude, that. Oh my god,
Are you
that
okay?
hurt. Yeah, I was setting him down because he wiggles when he's uncomfortable, and like what he tends to do is like fold backwards, so he'll land on his head. Well, I tried to like stop him, and he came back and just clocked me right there. He may have a concussion. I don't know. Should I pull out the caramel?
Dylan wants to see it. I'm like anti-berm on this channel, but it's okay. You can pull out a berm.
Why are you anti-berm?
Because that's me and Dylan's like little poke at each other. I like retics and he likes berms, so we give each other a lot of shit.
Which Dylan is this? There's a couple of them.
I think it's. Hold on, Dylan. He's gonna call me out on Dylan Smith.
Oh, okay. I just added him on Facebook. I'll pull it out. Forgot my hook though.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't hate him. I give him crap and say I hate him for the content because it's funny to watch us bicker at each other. But I just like retics because they move faster. I guess. I don't know.
I like them less because of that. Tend to get bit more. Can you stop moving backwards? Come here. Oh, gosh. He's being difficult. There you go. This is my way line, caramel. So there's different lines of caramel if you didn't know this. This is the Allen way line. He's actually going into a shed. Kind of. Or he's coming out of one. I think he just had... I don't know. He feels like he's about to shed. Like, you know how their scales get a little bit different?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he feels like. He did just eat a massive meal last week, too. But this is how big he is. If I can get his tail up. No, let go. Let go. So, there's that. He's a good 9-10 feet.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
It's my biggest one. It's my head red right here.
A little bit. Yeah, he got you pretty good.
Yeah. It's not the first time. One time he hit me in the nose and gave me a bloody nose. Go back.
There's about a 3 to 5 second delay. So I had a request from Earl while I was talking to him. I don't know if you're willing to do it.
What was that? Is it to pull out the albino anaconda?
No, it was for you to make your face.
That one? Okay.
He called me when I texted him. I was like, because we were talking about this month, and I was telling him who I was interviewing. He was like, when you get Megan, you have to make her make a face. That's the one thing I'll say. You have to make her make a face. Like, yes, sir. That's kind of like my mentor, though. Like, that's who I go to for all my issues. So
Yeah.
he's a good dude.
It's fine. I don't mind making the face. I do it all the time. So I had a really good one the other day. I had just put my hair up in like this weird bun thing. Where is it? I posted it, but I don't post things publicly, so you can't see it, but I'll show you. This is a good one.
Oh, I got that one. But
Yeah.
I think it's because we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
I love it. So what? What's one species you haven't worked with yet that you would like to get your hands on?
For snakes or like lizards, because like I really want a Bell's lace monitor. Like,
you just want the pinnacle of everyone.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I kind of have had some great things, or like I have great things. I don't know. I've always wanted a Bell's, so that's next on my bucket list of getting things.
That's awesome. Now, for a snake, what would you like to work with that you haven't yet?
I don't know. Kind of have what I want. A Bones would be cool, but they're really hard, I know, to take care of. Or like they're very different, and like I don't know. I just know they're really difficult. But I think that would be a cool snake.
Okay.
So.
I like Bolins. I mean, you kind of have to not like snakes to not like Bolins. That's another pinnacle animal.
Right. So, other than that, I don't know.
Megan with all the pinnacle animals in one shop.
I mean, yeah, kind of. See, she's still there. I told you. Even though I put her head back over there and I put her away, she's right here.
She just wants attention, Mom.
I don't know how she it's weird how she does this, because every single time, like, I'll go and take a picture because there's a light like right here above her cage, like in the center, and it kind of gives me like good lighting for photos. So, like, I'll go over there and take a picture, like with her in the background, kind of. She sticks her head right in the frame every time. It's like she knows like where the frame of the camera is. It's the weirdest thing, and she does it every single time, like that.
Oh, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah. And if you see one up here, that's actually the anery. She's a little bit darker, but you can't really tell unless you put them side by side.
So when you're doing their setups, what's your typical setup for them?
I have them on paper, and they have a bowl. They can pretty much fit in for the adults. I mean, I can give her a bigger bowl, but then they poop in it, and it's really heavy. I do need to get more bigger bowls, but like I have like a sump pump. Sometimes I'll drain it that way instead of just carrying out the giant bowl. But it depends on how nasty it is. And then other times they just don't want to get out of the water. So that's fun. That's a fun one. They don't want to get out. I don't know. It's kind of a basic setup. They do come out. I mean, I take them out all the time. Like I take them out to soak, fully soak in like this big giant tub I have. It's on wheels. Kind of just like that. I see your dog.
He's smelling this snake. I let the snake slither on the carpet, and I haven't been a good husband and shampooed the carpet in this room for a little while, so it smells like a snake a little bit.
Nice. I have like a rubber floor in here, so it's easy to clean and like mop. So.
Yeah, I should have thought about that. Like everything but the bedrooms is tile in my house. but
Yeah.
I kept the bedrooms as carpet, and I wish I had freaking made it tile now. But
Just rip
it is
it
what
out.
it is. I gotta get tile to replace the carpet first, and my extra money kind of goes behind me and in front of me right now.
Same. Dude, he really got me. Look how red that is.
Yeah. You got a little bit of a lump going there.
Great.
Oh,
Hopefully
man.
he doesn't have a concussion because he hit me hard. He's a little guy.
Well, Megan, I don't know. I don't know how long you're willing to do. I could come up with kind of weird questions,
That's
or
fine. I don't really care. I got nothing going on. I have other berms, by the way, if Dylan's still watching. Like, I have.
He's here.
They're not friendly because they're babies, and baby berms are the absolute worst attitudes of all snakes. And I hate them for that, but they are cool snakes. They're normal looking, but they're 100% albino pied, pos het. What are you? Pos het caramel granite, but it's a different line of caramel than I have.
It's the GC line.
Yeah. I got those ones from Bob. I can try and pull one out. It's probably going to bite me. The male's the nicer one. I'm moving my charging cord.
Just walk by, woman. You're okay.
That's okay.
I'm not here.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're very vocal animals.
I see that.
The only downside is they will musk. And it's right over my laptop. Hi. I've been trying to work with them, so this is actually an improvement. It's not biting or pissing on me.
Yeah, I wish I could get that far with my super dwarf. He is not having it right now.
What do I plan on doing with the wayline stuff? Breeding it. I have females. Someone commented. I read a comment. For once, I read a comment. I have females to breed. I have a hypo het wayline and a normal het wayline to breed to my caramel. So, yeah, that's what I plan to do.
Nice.
What other comments are there? Sometimes I put it full screen and the comments
You're
go
good.
away. So, let's read some.
He was going through and he was like, "Did you get those from Ben?" "Oh no, Bob, got you." Biggest tips for beginner reptile owners: do research. Don't just grab something because you want it.
Right.
Learn how to take care of it first.
Exactly. And also start with something like smaller if you're just getting into it. Kind of learn from there. Yeah, don't just like jump into the big stuff because you'll get in way over your head. Even if you like start with the small stuff and then get the bigger stuff, you'll still learn as that thing grows, but like start off with a baby and then grow with it, basically. Like that's the best way to do it. Because if you just like go from like small things to like a big one and you get an adult, it's completely different. So you start with a baby, you'll grow with it and kind of get used to how everything is different.
This is like my journey with retics.
Yeah.
So I got all babies at my house, right? And I was like, well, I'm starting to learn how to read them and everything. And I go over to Cusco's when he still had Grumpy. And I'm one of like, I think 3 people that have held Grumpy by ourselves without using hooks and like having someone else hold the head or anything crazy.
What was Grumpy?
Grumpy was that female pied that he had from Garrett for a long time.
Okay.
So like her first owner, I guess, just didn't take care of her very well. And pieds are notorious in the retic world to not be happy anyways.
Yep.
But
I know that all too well.
Not being treated well and not really getting handled very much.
Mhm.
Kind of put her worse off. I think she's like, I think F1.
Oh,
She
okay.
wasn't
So,
wild. Yeah, she was close to being wild, anyways,
oh, I
if I
got something
remember
cool I can
right.
show
So,
you. I forgot.
but so I went from having like 5, maybe 6 month old retics and just doing my thing and like kind of taking care of them and getting them used to being held and flipping them over, grabbing their head, all that stuff to make them numb to it when they get bigger.
Hmm.
And then I got Grumpy out to help Brian clean the cage, and she was just not having it. So he made a video over it, and you see like 15 minutes of me, or like maybe 10 minutes of that 15-minute video was me fighting with Grumpy, and it was actually like 40 minutes, maybe 50, to move her 3 feet. She got one solid swing on me where she was lined up and she was going to get my shoulder. And I let go with my other hand and just like kind of hit her in the neck right when she got in front of me, and got lucky that she missed and she didn't come back around. But yeah, so that was my first like major big hold it on my own retic experience.
Hmm.
They made me have a lot more respect. Like I've been over to prehistoric and like held bigger retics, but when you're in the group setting like that, you got like maybe a 3 foot, 4 foot section of the snake, not the snake. So, um,
So, someone said if I was going to work with any labyrinth or granite. I have granite stuff. Don't want to pull it out. I have granite. Labyrinth, yeah, probably eventually. I kind of want to make a caramel labyrinth. That'd be cool. Uh, leopard gecko, bearded dragon. Those are good choices for beginners.
yeah. The leopard gecko is gonna have a little bit more of a personality. Bearded dragon's gonna be like a hungry rock that eats everything.
Right. All right, I got something cool. It's kind of cool. It's my smallest thing that I have. And I have one other thing I can tell you I have, but I don't want to pull it out because it's a tortoise. I got pancake tortoises. Okay, you ready?
I'm gonna have to look up what that is. I don't know.
Okay, I'll pull out pancake tortoises. Their names are chicken and waffles. Okay.
What is?
It's a
Is that a
Rosie.
Rosie?
The Rosie. It's my smallest snake. Look at him. Wait, come back. Where's your head?
It's cute.
He's being a ball python right now. Stop it.
Such a derpy little face, dude. I love how Boa's eyes are like more towards the top.
He's so derpy. There we go. He's a cool little guy.
Pretty big though, for a Rosie. I mean,
I don't know.
well, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen an adult one, but all the ones I've seen have only been maybe
Females would get, I
maybe
think,
8 inches.
I think females would get twice this size. So, like, I don't know. He's just a pet. He's just a cool little thing. Super easy too, but they can be very bitey. They're known to be very bitey. For some reason, he's not. And he bit me once. And it was on Dave's podcast. He bit me. For like the first time ever, he bit me. And that was it. He got me right in the palm of my hand. I've got a cool bite story, though, kind of. So I have the double het female green, the one Ben made. Okay, he just tried to bite me. I spoke too soon. So I have the female.
Okay, so we don't pull out Rosies on podcasts. That's the lesson here.
So when Ben bred the anacondas for the first time, he bred the Anri male to the T positive albino, and he kept 2.1. So he kept 2 males and a female. The female is now like 10 feet and an absolute nightmare. She struck at me, got a hold of my leg, and ripped a pair of Levi work jeans I had on. I could show you, kind of. She got me from like here to there. Wow. And ripped the jeans from here to it was like here and there. There's a big hole in it. She's a fun one to handle. Talking about grumpy, that one's grumpy. So, but they weren't really worked with growing them up. I didn't get them until they were like adults, so I can't really break them of that. Like, she's very difficult to handle. And I don't do it alone at all. I'll usually be like, hey, someone come watch me pull the snake out. So, still there.
That's a good habit to have, though.
Yeah.
Especially when you're working with large constrictors.
Oh, yeah.
So what's a pancake tortoise? You don't have to pull it out.
I can grab them. I mean, they're kind of covered in dirt because that's what they do. But I can grab one if you want. I'll grab one. Let me put this thing back. Okay, 1 second.
That setup's throwing me off. Like there's a little hallway back there, and then her tanks and her enclosures, and then the walls for it. So it's set up nice, but it's just the way it looks on camera because it looks like it's all one-dimensional.
Yeah, it's weird.
Every time you walk past her back there, it kind of throws me off.
Yeah, okay. It's covered in calcium because I fed them and they were digging in their food, but pancake tortoise.
That thing's
This one is waffles. I tell by the pattern. Yeah.
That's crazy. That looks like it's
a pancake.
Yeah. It looks like it got ran over and the shell gave up.
Pretty much. Covered in calcium because, like I said, I just fed them and they're eating. I'm sorry I disturbed you. But yeah.
That's, oh man, that's weird.
It's really weird. Like, look at.
I like it. That's unique, man. I like it. Like, we had a sulcata for a little bit, but it just.
I feel like everyone has a sulcata at some point.
Well, I mean, they're like, when you can pick them up for $20 to $40 anywhere you go, yeah.
Look at this little guy. He's so cool. I forgot how big this one was. This is the bigger one of the two. I think I have a pair. Let's see. What is your tail? Yeah.
How do you tell?
They're tails. I'm not great at it. I can grab the other one. It's in its little hide. This one's the one that likes to be more active. Also size. I got them from Andy Maddox in Texas a couple years ago. So, yeah. Little pancake.
Oh, he's cool. I like it. It's something different, you know? Like,
Right.
I like how a lot of this, well, pretty much your entire collection is different than what everyone has.
I got big stuff, then I got small things. I'm letting him walk. He's just cruising the floor. I mean, that's what I got.
So are you continuing? Are you going to continue your YouTube? Are you?
I'll do more YouTube.
What's the?
I just don't do it often. So like, it's usually like when I think of something to film, I'll film it. It's just I don't like plan things like weekly. So it's like having a toddler crawling around on the floor. Like that's what this is right now. Just going in a circle right now. Coming back. I don't know. I mean, I'll upload videos and stuff on YouTube. I just, like I said, I don't plan them weekly. I just kind of do them whenever I find something new or interesting. Stuck in a corner. Okay.
How do you? I guess how do you push yourself out? Like, are you focusing through Instagram, Morph Market, Facebook? Like, everyone has their own way of doing it, I guess. So.
Well, it all kind of started on Instagram, all by accident. It just kind of just blew up, and no idea how or why, it just did. And now it's more Facebook that gets more of the attention than anything else. Instagram's actually kind of like dying for me. Like, I don't know if I just don't post enough or like I'm not doing something right, but like the algorithm is actually making me lose followers, which it is what it is. I don't really care. But Facebook has tend to like things go more viral on Facebook for me now. I have one video of literally me just like puppies coming out of a cage. I'm scratching your chin like this, and it's got like 10 million views, and there's no sound to it. And it's like 30 seconds long of me just scratching the snake's chin. Like, I don't understand that.
It's the random stuff like that, though, that
Exactly.
works. Like,
I'm gonna click
it's
on
not the stuff that you sit and you put time and effort into. It's that random
right.
shot that works. You can't hear it.
Okay, I'm back. I got water on the floor.
How many hours per week do you think you spend just working on your animals?
Snakes. I mean, every day after work, I come in here and clean some stuff for like an hour or two, sometimes more. It all depends. I don't know. Like I said, it all depends on like what has to be done. Sometimes I just come in here just to like play with things and take them out. Nothing really has to be cleaned. But at least like 2 to 3 hours a day, I'm in here doing something. Usually, it's always after work too. But I come home on my lunch breaks and I'll come in here and I'll check stuff. So like, there's that too. So.
Well, I don't know if I have anything crazy to ask you. I kind of threw my normal bonus round, like my quick round at the end, in throughout because I was trying to figure out better questions for you.
Okay, you can ask me anything.
So, I guess we'll jump back into history and just know more about you. I don't know if you can still hear me. My mic's kind of showing weird. When exactly did you get into reptiles, and what exactly got you into it?
So when I was like 5, my brother and I both got like our own ball python. So that's kind of how we got into it. And then like even growing up, like we'd go to Arizona a lot, and we would like just go and catch lizards in the backyard. Like that was fun for us. We'd go and catch like little lizards, and like where we go, there's a lot of chuckwallas. Actually, our house in Arizona, there's a chuckwalla that lives in our backyard like year round. I can go and grab it, no problem, and it's still there like every time. So that's kind of cool. But like, yeah, we'd always just go and catch stuff, and like we find things, and it's just kind of what we did. And we still did it here too. Like we'd find like little alligator lizards in the backyard here. So
you're a natural herper.
Yeah, kind of.
Do you work with, not like necessarily in your facility, but do you work with venomous at all, or do you herp for venomous?
I mean, I've caught in rattlesnakes and stuff, and like stuff like that, but I don't like seek out wanting to own them and work with them. But like, I'll go and find them because that's fun. What I really want, I can't own it here, but like, if I move somewhere else where I could, I'd want a Gila monster. Okay. So like, I can't have one pretty much in this like general area of the West Coast. I don't think anywhere in the West Coast you can. I know the East Coast you can, and like Texas and like stuff like that. But as long as I live here, I won't have one. But they're cool. I do like them. So.
What do you do with your anacondas outside of breeding and exercising?
I mean, I handle them a lot. I used to do like educational things with them until they passed some laws where you need like a permit and stuff, and you need like crazy insurance in order to do it. So I don't do that anymore. But like I said earlier, I'll let people use them, people who do have all that stuff, and use them for stuff like that. So they're still being used for like education, and like I try my best through YouTube and like social media and stuff to like do educational things and best I can, but I'm limited on what I can do now.
What's the craziest thing that's happened to you in the industry so far?
I mean, Dave asking me to take on the anacondas. I mean, I never thought that was gonna happen. I mean, that's kind of like because like it's a lot of people see that albino and they're like, oh my god, that's kind of how I was, and it's just like a dream come true to like work with it and stuff. So that was pretty crazy. I had someone try and fight me at a show once. That was another crazy situation. I was literally at the US Arc booth, like just hanging out with Phil and everyone. This guy comes up to me. It's a legit dude, like in his 30s, and I'm like 22 at the time. And I guess I said something online. I have no memory of it, and I don't even think it was me. But I don't remember what it was about. But he goes, "You want to take this outside?" I stood up, and this dude comes up to like my belly button. He was so short. But like that's when like Phil stepped in and was like, "No, you need to get out of here." I think he ended up getting kicked out of the show. But like I had no idea what the guy was talking about. He was just going crazy for no reason. So that was fun. Another crazy thing? I have no idea. I don't know. Besides that and like getting the anacondas, that's kind of crazy. There's been shows where like just random things happen that it's funny, but it's usually involving like other people like partying, and I'm always the one taking care of everyone, so that's always fun.
You're the DD for everyone, or
Pretty much, I've always been the youngest, so I've always been like the DD for everything. But I mean, I still don't party as much as everyone else does, so I still am like the caretaker.
There's nights everyone gets crazy. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's always after the auctions too, or at the auctions. Oh, okay. It was Tinley a few years ago. There was like a couple people trying to fight other people at Tinley or like at the auction. Like that was crazy. Like I don't know why. I'm not gonna name names, but like if people watching this, they probably know who I'm talking about. But yeah, that was fun to watch. Really stupid though, and nothing really happened. It was just like a couple swings got whatever. But yeah.
This past Arlington, we almost got kicked out during the US Arc auction because I forget who it was. Well, I know what one party was, but I forget what the other party was. And the people for the convention center got pissed because they were throwing candy back and forth across the room.
The tables.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone always used to take rubber bands and shoot them. Like people would bring rubber band guns and shoot them at each other. Like that was always a thing at like all the auctions.
That's like one of my favorite things. Like I go to the shows just for the auctions.
Yeah.
And that's usually where I pick up animals actually too. So maybe I need to quit drinking at the auctions because I get in trouble. I go there for the books and like the other stuff, and I end up picking up an animal at like every auction.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever bought an animal at an auction. Mostly because like I'm always sober. Like I said, I don't really drink. But everyone else is always the one buying stuff. Like I'll buy stuff, but it's never an animal. Like I'm always like, do I need it? Probably not. I've been on them, but I've lost. So, yeah, I think I've picked up like just those random things, like the stuffed animals people do, and like just stuff like that. I don't know. It's just those random things I end up getting.
I fight for the books bad. As weird
Really?
as that sounds. Like, what was it? The Pythons of Asia and Indonesia by Dave and Tracy.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it's valued at like $60 or $70, something like that. I don't remember exactly. I bid someone up to like $150 because I wasn't gonna let them get it. But I wasn't gonna let go. I ended up getting it and paying $150 for it, but I was like, no, like this is the one book I wanted. I'm gonna get it.
Hey, it's for a good cause.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone needs to be members. There's been
Exactly.
a huge US ARC push, which
I've
I'm
got a
happy
funny
about.
story though. So I have always had a US ARC membership. Recently, I forgot my login because I switched phones and like didn't memorize on my phone. I had to make a new one because I couldn't get into my old one. So now I have two. So
Just wait. You'll remember it one day, and then you can just renew on both.
exactly, yeah, just have two accounts.
Oh man. So you said that everyone kind of goes through Facebook now. Is that's your primary source to connect, or
No, I mean I still have like Instagram and stuff, and like there's a lot of followers on that. It's just like for newer people, it tends to be like Facebook, and like you can also share things more on Facebook to like groups and stuff like that. So it's a little more like you can connect more. So like I said, things tend to go more viral on Facebook now than they do on Instagram. But even though Instagram still like it does its numbers, but it's not like as successful as like Facebook would be. Although you can't really sell things on Facebook now. So
right?
like for sales, it's like Instagram. For advertising to go to Instagram for it would be Facebook. So it's like this complicated, like stupid. It's so stupid. So I don't know. But like just for sharing pictures and stuff, Facebook's great. Like I said, it goes more viral, and you can like it's easier to respond to people on Facebook. So like if they have questions and stuff, or even like send you a message. Because Instagram doesn't always like tell you.
Well, you got like so that they have a weird setup, dude. Like if you're not following each other, you don't always get it in your regular inbox. You have like three different inboxes on Instagram, and I don't
Yeah, it's
understand.
so stupid. I don't like it at all.
So I guess what they were asking with what you do outside, they were actually asking like for a regular or beginner owner for anacondas, what would be your advice for interacting with them?
Um, it all interacting with it, so I don't know. So like anacondas, you can't read their body language as well as you can like a Burma or retic. Like I can just because like I've worked with them for so long, but like they can be very unpredictable. So like that baby I had, like he was perfectly fine, happy, and then you saw him try and strike out of nowhere. So like things like that. So you just kind of have to be a little more cautious when you're dealing with an anaconda. Um, like I said, if it's a baby, the bites don't hurt that bad. They just tend to like keep biting, so beware of that. But just as long as you like don't poke them in the face and you kind of hold them and like you like I was doing, like you move slowly, you're probably gonna be fine. I mean, you will be fine. It's just more likely they're less likely they're gonna bite you if you move slower and like try and stay calm. Don't freak out if they like flinch, stuff like that. Basically, like just with any snake, just be gentle.
Dylan wants to know if you think the Ultra Male line will ever make a reappearance in the States.
I think they are in the States. I just think whoever has them is keeping them a secret. That's my theory on that.
I'm guessing that's about berms, right?
Yeah. I don't have any. I don't even remember what they look like, but I do think I just had this conversation with someone else the other day. I do think they are in the States. I just don't think anyone's advertising that they have them. So, yeah.
Well, Megan, thank you a lot.
Yeah.
I know it's been like all kind of over the place tonight.
Oh, that's fine with me.
I put your YouTube link down, but apparently that's not the go getter. So guys, make sure you
I
go
don't
hit her
care.
up on Facebook and Instagram. I'll grab those after this and add them to the description. Um, but do you want to tell everyone how to find you
Um,
and where to get a hold of you to buy your greens?
yeah. I mean, Facebook or Instagram, you just type in Megaconda. I show up pretty much anywhere. I have a really funny story about YouTube, though. So, like, I have this, like, 4-year-old video of my croc monitor from, like I said, like 4 years ago, and it started going viral like a month ago, and like I keep getting comments on it like multiple times a day. I have no idea how or why, and it's such an old video. Like,
So,
I don't get it.
to be fair, I put Megaconda in when I did that first promo, and I had a bunch of Latin people start hitting me up, like sending me friend requests and all this other stuff. And I was like, where the hell did this? Because the only thing I posted that entire day was the promo for this interview. It's like,
Yes.
I'm gonna have to talk to Megan. I don't know what's happening over here.
I don't know. So on Instagram, it's actually just my name, like my like what is it, your tag, your, whatever it is, like the at thing is my name, but it's like Megan underscore my last name. But like if you still type in Megaconda, it comes up because if you click on my profile, it says it, so it still comes up. And then Facebook, my page is Megaconda. You can find my personal profile, but I won't add you. I don't add people.
I'm special. No, to be fair, it's only because she knew me in person before.
Yeah, if I meet you in person, I'm more willing to add you. It's kind of how my deal is. Plus, like, people can get creepy. Like, I've had some creepy people message me and like just send me things. Like, that's why I don't add people. So yeah.
My wife just said the same thing. She's like, yeah. All right, Megan. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for showing us greens. I will, if you want to hold on for just a second, I'm going to do my promo for next week, and then I guess you and me might have to talk a little bit of business.
Okay.
See what I can figure out.
Your wife gonna be behind you, like?
Oh, nothing. She's right here. She's right here waiting. All right, everyone. That was Miss Meghan Kelley. Freaking love her. She's awesome. I'm just a little off my game today, yo. Great info, great animals. Make sure you go check her out. Give her some love. Follow her on all her socials. Next week, we are going to have Alyssa Leonard from Full Throttle Reptiles, talking more about ball pythons again. But we're going to continue this with a different female every week, like I said, for Women's History Month. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you have a great night, and y'all stay blessed. We'll see you next week, month, something like that.